between Balia. Viewers, a series of barbs have been exchanged between the BJP and the opposition Congress since the 16th of February, when Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, led by Elon Musk, first announced a series of USAID expenditure cuts, while also listing $21 million allocated for voter turnout in India. In fact, on multiple occasions, the same claim has been repeated by President Donald Trump. In fact, he also simultaneously hinted at the former Biden administration indulging in poll interference in India. But what started as a controversy surrounding USAID's alleged involvement in influencing voter turnout here in India has now led to the Congress raking the Finance Ministry's report on projects funded by the American aid agency. Congress's Jairam Ramesh earlier today cited the ministry's annual report for 2023-24, sought an explanation from the central government while calling the BJP a jhoot brigade. The BJP was quick to hit back. We'll tell you how. But amid this raging political controversy over USAID's alleged role in influencing Indian elections, let's first take a look at what the latest annual report of the Finance Ministry has disclosed. The report says the US agency funded 7 projects worth $750 million in the fiscal year 2024. So that's the first big finding. The report also states that the financial year 2023-2024, there was an obligation which totaled up to $97 million and has been made by the United States itself. It further outlined that funds were used for projects focused on agriculture and food security, water, sanitation, hygiene, renewable energy, disaster management. These are some of the sectors which saw funding on part of USAID. In addition, funding was also allocated to the Sustainable Forests and Climate Adaptation Program and the Energy Efficiency Technology Commercialization and Innovation Project, another project which finds a mention in the Finance Ministry's report. The report further added that since its inception in 1951, the USAID provided over $17 billion in economic assistance to India, supporting more than 555 projects across various sectors. So that's the sectoral engagement which has been highlighted in the Finance Ministry's report. And despite External Affairs Minister Jaishankar's clear-worded statement, politics around USAID and the funding coming in from the agency refuses to die down clearly. The latest annual report of the Finance Ministry has also shed light on the past dispersals of the now scrapped USAID funding to India, which has opened a new battlefront between the ruling BJP and the Congress. Congress, while citing some of these figures in its attack against the BJP, says that the Finance Ministry in the annual report has thoroughly exposed the Prime Minister's lie. They've cited figures and they say, yes, there is money that has been received by the government of the day. But the BJP has countered the allegations and calls it a desperate attempt by the Congress and its ecosystem to deflect from the USAID funding controversy, which is the voter turnout funding controversy. On its part, the Congress has sharpened the attack at the BJP, has highlighted that USAID is involved in 7 key projects with the Indian government, and this shows the depth of quote-unquote collaboration. In response, the Bharatiya Janata Party has maintained that the Indian government has its own established channels to fund and execute development projects, that all of this is a transparent process that takes place on a bilateral level. The Congress once again sought to clarify that USAID's funding for development projects is not linked to influencing voter turnout or election-related activities. The Bharatiya Janata Party refusing to accept that claim. It says that Congress's claim that India's political and electoral integrity cannot and will not be shaped by external forces. The Congress party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, has sought external help, has indeed let foreign elements into the system, that the government is not going to allow foreign agents to dictate its policies, says the BJP. Now, the Congress also reiterated that all USAID funded projects are conducted in partnership with and through the Indian government. The BJP countering some of those claims which have been made by the Congress in the past, and has asserted, while emphasizing on India's sovereignty and how it's not up for sale, also drawing a clear line between established channels of funding and the quote-unquote hidden channels of funding, which viewers once again goes back to remember the increase in voter turnout controversy. So these are the two sides, the two claims that have come in so far. But do remember, last evening, the Prime Minister also once again raised the issue of foreign interference. He upped the ante against the opposition parties and accused external forces of trying to undermine India's sovereignty and social harmony. And this is what the Prime Minister said yesterday. He said, those with a slave mentality keep attacking the country's religious and cultural traditions. Many of these jibes, of course, were aimed at the opposition with regards to the politics around Mahakumbh. But he did say that he did accuse some of seeking help of foreign powers in attempting to divide the Indian society and weakening its unity. The Prime Minister also pointed the finger at foreign actors for allegedly encouraging activities that mock or disrespect Indian religion, and further asserted that these foreign interventions are aimed at weakening both the nation's unity and its religious identity. So while we see the Congress and the BJP spar once again over US funding, with the Congress now citing the Finance Ministry 2023-2024 report, who really is twisting the facts here? We'll take that up with our experts in just a bit. First up, the top reactions.
USAID was allowed here in good faith to do good faith activities. Now suggestions are being made out of America that there are activities which are in bad faith. So it surely warrants a
Let's quickly open this up with our experts joining us this evening. Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP, along with Nikhat Abbas, Congress spokesperson with us. Also joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Ashok Sajjanar, former diplomat. My first question is to Shazia Ilmi. Shazia, you know, it's very interesting how it all began with the Bharatiya Janata Party raking a certain allegation, which in a sense came in from President Donald Trump and his administration. Interestingly, the Congress is trying to turn this against the Bharatiya Janata Party now, and they've cited a couple of figures which they've picked up from the Finance Ministry's 2023-2024 report. How do you respond?
So I don't understand why would Congress again stand with those elements who have been working on interfering with the Indian elections. And this whole thing of voter turnout becoming a euphemism for interference. So nobody is foolish enough to believe that India needed help from the US to help with the voter turnout. So that's one. There's a lot of noise at my end.
Okay,
so
I'll request our team to fix that. Yeah,
all that is being done, first Congress party is deliberately trying to use the $21 million figure to talk about that Doge was actually talking about $21 million having been given, 21 million US dollars having been given to Bangladesh in 22, and not mentioning that those $21 million was to be given, which has now been scrapped. Now you just look at how this pans out. $29 million for Bangladesh, $21 million were to be given to India. That has been axed. Yes, the USAID works with governments, with government departments. That is something well known to everybody, and it has been established in 1961. But we are talking about those NGOs, those George Soros linked NGOs and the various such outlets and platforms which actually have been working on tarnishing India's image, on working against the elected government of India, with George Soros actually declaring that he wants to spend this amount of money to dislodge Prime Minister Modi. Now all that is in public domain, and before Biden steps down, there's a huge award that is given to George Soros also. So all that is for everybody to see. We know how this whole Hindenburg thing panned out. We know just before every parliament session what reports would come out which would be used by the Congress party to derail the parliament session which was meant for legislation and passing of important bills. We see how Rahul Gandhi has been running helter-skelter from Ilhan Omar to others, trying to tarnish India's image and that of its democratic institutions and really trash Indian democracy and its institutions. So clearly it's for everybody to see, to connect the dots. And now it's being said and spelled out by no less than the President of America, Donald Trump. Not once, not twice, but 5 times. After an official tweet by Doge saying this is happening. Not just that,
but
just
they
the last
to put out
24
any
hours.
facts so far, Shazia. That's one question that is going to be asked by the Congress repeatedly till the time any of the official websites show these figures in writing, and that's not happened, and that's where the Congress arguments comes in.
No, but how can... No. Oh, so if there is money is being given surreptitiously and is marked out, and Trump mentions kickbacks, do you think that the money trail will be so easy for anybody to see how many people are getting kickbacks, what is a fund that is being used, how it's being funneled? Of course, we'll need the help of US State Department to actually give us that info exactly, but it's never as clear. I mean, that's the whole thing about corruption and kickbacks and allocation of funds for this insidious purposes. It is always like this. I mean, they will not actually said bribe so and so people, picked up these NGOs, given so much money on our hand, our assets were given this certain $1 million. They will not write that. Where on earth would you get such a subheading? So things happen, but we have a ballpark figure.
I'm talking about the official websites, which some of them, remember, have been taken down. They're not functional anymore, so it's very difficult to trace these figures really and do the math, cross-verify, perhaps have something up your sleeve which you can give back to the Congress. But what's interesting here, and I want to take that across to Nikat as well. Nikat, you know, that's one part of this huge controversy around the US funding, which is the increase in voter turnout. Now, we've heard it from Elon Musk, we've heard it from President Donald Trump time and again. He cited the $21 million figure. That's one. The second is the Finance Ministry report, which is being cited by the Congress. Jairam Ramesh was the one to take out this detailed reaction, but the government has not denied receiving this kind of financial aid from the United States, which has been ongoing since 1951. It was happening under the UPA regime as well. So $750 million, 555 projects, what does that even establish?
Good evening, Christine, and good evening to all the viewers of CNN News 18, which is what you are saying is absolutely correct, that the Finance Ministry's report 23-24 claims that the Modi government has taken the fund of about $750 million from the USAID categorically to fund the projects like in agriculture, in disaster relief, and so on and so forth. But what we talk about right now is that going back 5 days down the line today, BJP's entire IT cell's ecosystem was, rocketing high at the highest peak of their voice, claiming that it was given by USAID $21 million to the Congress's government or the UPA government, so as maybe the spokesperson of BJP would claim, in the year of 2012 and 2013. Now, 2 days back, Donald Trump validates that statement that yes,
2012-2013 argument was never spoken of by the BJP. BJP's Amit Malviya had in fact spoken of the MOU, which was signed back in 2012. These were two different issues which were raised by the Bharatiya Janata Party. They had never given a number or put a number to when exactly was this kind of funding received to increase the voter turnout.
Right now,
BJP spokespersons on television have been saying exactly what they said.
Allow me to speak.
Nikhil, I'll come to you.
Allow me to speak. I did not speak over. Yeah, thank you, Christine. So yes, when couple of days back, Donald Trump has quoted that yes, $21 million were given to his so-called friend Modi for the political voter turnout. That is when BJP was exposed. And now when I am saying this, it is the paranoia of BJP's IT cell and the entire ecosystem, what they work, that, international interference would not be accepted accepted in the political system and the India's democracy, and I completely stand by them. But what we are talking about right now, either you do the entire auditing of the funds which were received by the USAID to the BJP government, you do the entire auditing and come up with a white paper, or if you say that Trump is lying, then have you taken this up with the UN? Yes, because you are known for your reactions and you're very much reactive. The BJP government is very much reactive. Have you taken this up with the UN or the US government? You haven't. Now, what we talk here about is also the RSS, the other the non-governmental organizations, the cultural organizations which are being regularly funded by USAID in the name of whatever functions, whatever programs or political meets and programs they do. Who's the most benefited? Because those organizations are clearly affiliated with the BJP. Now the entire BJP
but whatever projects have been cited in the Finance Ministry's 2023-2024 report, Nikat, the fact of the matter is, and that's what the BJP is saying, that the origins of these projects go back to the UPA days as well. So how are you holding them against the Bharatiya Janata Party? And I am asking the Congress's position, because it was Jairam Ramesh of the Congress who raised questions with regards to the findings of the Finance Ministry's report.
Yes, he did, because BJP is not coming out with a clean paper. We, as a Congress spokesperson, I can officially tell you this, that the Congress's government or the UPA government was never against the political funding which comes from the foreign organization. It happens all over. It goes to Japan, it goes to Korea, it goes to multiple countries, Australia. It is not the, hampering of the sovereignty of the country or the democracy.
Okay.
What we are asking
I need to go across to the other two people as well, and then I'll take in a word from Shazia. Nikat, you've made your limited point. Nikhil, what would you say before I go across to Mr. Sajjanar? What do you make of the latest back and forth? Because so far, let's cut the chase here. So far we've just seen the Bharatiya Janata Party say that the Congress is seeking external help, is seeking the help of, let's say, a United States in trying to manipulate the voter turnout here in India. Now the Congress is citing the same by saying, look, there are several other programs that were being funded by USAID even during your regime. There is endless back and forth to this.
Between the reason there is endless back and forth to this and no clarity for the viewers and the people of the country is for the simple reason that the BJP indulges in pathetic street level politics, trying to twist and turn everything that goes around in the world. See, the point is that USAID is an organization that has been funding multiple governments across the world for many, many decades, including the Indian government, including under the Congress regimes as well as the BJP regimes. But that is not in itself something to show that there has been political interference or there has been government-related interference by the United States government into Indian affairs, whether it was under the BJP or under the Congress. The moment the Department of Government Efficiency, the Elon Musk-led stupid department in the United States government, I would say that if you actually read the international papers on what the department is doing in the US government, it is essentially trying to dismantle the bureaucracy in the United States, but that's not for me to care about. The point is that when that department in its official handle posted that we are going to cut funding which was supposed to be given in India for voter turnout to the extent of $21 million, BJP and its spokespersons went all gaga saying that who did this $21 million come to? Now that is such facile level of arguments that they do not understand that the funding budget allocation was cut. It wasn't that money was called back. No funds ever actually reached India. But the BJP never got into that nuance. Everybody from their spokespersons doing press conferences to those coming on television channels tried to present to the people as well as the viewers of channels that as if the $21 million...
I think you're very confused. You're not up to speed.
Shazia, hold on. I
did
not interrupt you.
You don't know what you're saying. You didn't hear what I said.
Shazia, I did not interrupt you.
This is not the issue.
You are wasting time with your
ridiculous
monologue.
Shazia, I'm coming to you next. I'm coming to you next. Let him just 30 seconds. Yes, Nikhil. Please complete it.
Yeah. And please stop her from interjecting because she knows what I'm telling is the truth. I have been on multiple news debates with multiple BJP spokespersons trying to claim that 21 million. Shazia, I did not interject. Oh, come on. I'm not trying to interject.
Carry on.
You don't interject.
Carry on, my dear. Carry on.
Now, US BJP spokespersons tried to present as if the $21 million had come in when they had never come in. Secondly, BJP spokespersons tried to concoct and confuse the viewers with USAID funding and funding that may be received by certain organizations with from organizations linked with George Soros or other organizations such as Amnesty International, Transparency International, Open Society Foundation, which had nothing to do directly with the US government. This is how the BJP has been confusing the people in the country, but now they've been caught red-handed when the own report of Government of India Finance Ministry has pointed out that USAID funding has been received to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars under the Modi government. Now, BJP is on a back foot, which is why again they are trying to come and confuse
Nikhil,
the people.
To add to that, let's also agree to the fact that the controversy was never about, receiving any kind of funding from USAID.
No,
it's common knowledge. No, it was actually about the $21 million which was spoken of by Doge. It was never about the 750, 850, so on and so forth million dollars which were received by India, because that's a known fact. And if it's finding a mention in the finance ministry's report, then that's an admission by the government of the day, isn't it?
I am sorry, that is not how the BJP presented it on television channels in the past 2 weeks.
Okay, so let Shazia respond. And Mr. Sajjanar has been very patient, Sir Shazia, so please be quick in your rebuttal. I need to go across to the gentleman.
No, I won't be quick, but please do ask Ambassador Ashokji to speak first, and I'll come back.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. You just made it easier for me. Mr. Sajjanar, thank you for your patience. What's also interesting, sir, is the reaction that's coming from External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. He says that historically USAID has been allowed. We have received fundings from USAID, and all of that has been received in good faith. If at all there are, there are things that have been done with a bad intention, then we need to get to the bottom of it. Now, do you find that statement problematic, because there are those in the opposition who don't seem convinced by the reaction that's coming from the EAM, and how much of a responsibility do you think lies on President Donald Trump or Elon Musk for that matter in raking these allegations without substantial proof?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Prithveen, and I agree with all that you have said. Number one, that USAID has been funding and supporting large number of projects. I will not say that it's come to the government of A, B or C. It doesn't come to the government. It comes for certain projects that are there, and the projects might be under the government or might be done by other NGOs. So I agree also with what the External Affairs Minister has said. USAID has come into the country. It has done good work. It has done useful work in the area of education, in the area of healthcare, in the area of skill development, gender empowerment, etc., etc. Many areas it has done good work. But what has really created a problem is this particular aspect, $21 million, which it was mentioned specifically that it would go for helping voter turnout. Now we know that there are a large number of organizations the world over, and mention has been made on this program and other programs also about the Open Society, about George Soros. He is known to have said in so many words, Prithveen, that I am going to put aside $1 billion to ensure that Mr. Modi is not re-elected, that he goes out of power. There are people who, on the basis of either ideology or of interest, they have made statements, whether it is newspapers, whether there are so many NGOs. So it was thought that all along with this, and of course, as far as Congress leadership is concerned, they go out and they seek the assistance and support of the, whether it is of the outside powers, government or NGOs, supporters, that you come and you help us. The democracy in India is in shambles. So I think this was really two and two put together, that, like other NGOs also, this money would also have gone basically to unseat, in an attempt to unseat Mr. Modi. Now, the one point you made about Elon Musk and Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump is not given to accuracy. It is not, when he says that this money went to, as the Congress representative was speaking, and I, agree with her, he said that it went to my friend Mr. Modi. It doesn't mean that, it went to the Indian government. It meant that it was designed to go to India. That is all, for certain project, and that project was
But that is the responsibility indeed he carries as the President of the United States of America.
But
so he's been shooting off some of those remarks. So I'm running out of time, so I need to quickly take in a last comment from Shazia. Shazia, 30 seconds left, so quickly please respond to the comments that have been made by Nikat and Nikhil.
So first things first, USAID has been working with India in tandem with many projects. These are externally aided projects and they are done transparently. But when there is something like a red flag or something,
We're not questioning that. What we are questioning right now is that
such as
when
$21 million.
Donald Trump mentions that it was given for the voter turnout to friend Modi, what does that mean? Why haven't you taken this up with the UN?
I think Mr. Sajanhar, I think Mr. Sajanhar has answered that already, Nikhat. But let Shazia complete her point. Shazia.
Yeah. So I think, Nikhat, I think you're short on comprehension. So I said this the first time, but if you were cared to listen, $21 million has been given, was going to be given, and has been asked. So obviously it cannot come to India. As simple as that, because Donald Trump called it out, and Doge tweet says it was to be given. So obviously it's been scrapped. It cannot come to India. But what was it allocated for? Who are the mysterious benefactors? What interest do they have? And so many of USAID programs
come up with a white paper and we shall
have linked with this thing with George Soros. And George Soros has already said that $1 million will be given to dislodge Modi. So use your brains, my dear friend.
You have to come up with a white paper. You are in
don't keep yapping.
Ladies, the fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is on paper, one can't point to what really indicates whether or not this money which was intended to be given to India was going to be received by the then UPA, by the NDA now, and that's perhaps where the government of the day's official position is also coming from. So we'll have to wait a little bit till then. I think this kind of a back and forth is going to continue with both you.